Well, let's get these motherfucking snakes off my
We're
motherfucking
not
plane.
picking snakes on the plane first.
Wrong answer.
Okay, so I'm gonna go through the rules. They are slightly different than our first draft, which I don't know if Ben saw the rules.
I can't read.
Okay, that makes sense.
Readings
and-
for suckers.
And
so.
reading is for suckers, so that makes sense also. Okay, so here are the rules. The format, 4 players. It will be snake draft order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Each player will draft a total of 10 video games. Yes, the categories today that we are doing is video games. When a player makes a pick, they must select 2 games from the same decade during that turn. So every pick that you make, you'll make 2 video game picks at the same time. The categories that you need to pick from are 1980s, 1990s, 2000s, 2010s, and 2020s. Once a game is drafted, it's off the board and cannot be utilized again. The draft continues until everyone has drafted 10 games total. 5 rounds of 2 picks per person. At the end, each player will have 10 games pulled from different decades. And there's no wild card or vetoes for this one. Because if I added a wild card or a veto and whenever I pick Bloodborne, one of you would veto it, and I can't handle that rejection. Just emotionally can't deal with that rejection.
That would be the troll's move.
At the end, I'm going to make my 2030s predictions.
I mean, we can do that if you want. I will load up the Wheel of Fortune.
Or misfortune, depending on whether your name's Eric or not. I see how it is.
It's true. So the first person to draft at 1.
Damn it.
Oh,
I
shit.
I can't
It's
steal
me.
Bloodborne. This is bull.
It's me. Second will be
Mediocre spot, but
Eric. Third will be
I would say first and fourth are probably the best spots.
Karsten.
Is it Carlbot?
And fourth, I know everybody's waiting with anticipation.
Oh, look, it's me.
Broke
It's Carlbot.
Carlbot's feelings.
No, it is
bad. He
Ben.
was
It's
so
Benjamin.
excited, and you just destroyed him.
It's true. He told me that. Okay, so pick number 1A and 1B. I'm going to go with Super Mario 3.
You should
as
say
the
what
first
decade
overall
you're
pick,
picking from
and
first.
Second, that's fair. Okay, so Super Mario 3 is 1989.
It counts.
I know I'm razor thin margin,
It
but
counts,
I
baby.
don't care. It's 80s. And then I'm going to take a game that doesn't really have a major spot in my heart, but I know it's going to net me some votes. So I'm going for votes today. I'm going with Legend of Zelda, the 1986
Saw
one.
two very good entries and 2 very seminal franchises. Hot take: Zelda gets away with a lot of shit that would get other games crucified because his name is Legend of Zelda. There's some shit. There's some shit in some of those games that
Do
I'm
we want
like,
to start the hot
there's
takes
no
already?
way y'all are okay with this.
I can't tell you how much I agree. I agree so fucking much, but I know it's a fucking absolute love game.
I will.
So I'm
can't
going
say-
for votes here.
I can't say I love
selling
all
my
the
soul
Zelda
for
games.
votes.
Like the Zelda games are very hit or miss in my heart. The only one that I truly think is a masterpiece is Ocarina of Time.
Hmm.
It's just such a well-built game.
I've never gotten into a Zelda game. I've played several of them like partway through, but I've always fallen off. So now everyone's gonna hate me and call me out.
What? No.
I, I've played exactly one
I have
Zelda game.
I've beaten a couple. I see why people love Ocarina of Time and why it has that. Hold on, folks. I still will argue Link to the Past, and it's not a controversial
Oh,
pick.
Link to the
but Link
Past
to the
is
Past,
crazy good.
it's
I
a
think it's
better game
because
than
I
Ocarina of Time.
I don't know if I would consider it a better game, but it definitely
it's because it was the
is
first
close.
3D
It's a great game.
one. It was the first real proper
Yep.
RPG at scope, especially in that franchise. I mean, I guess it wasn't the first proper 3D RPG, but it was one of the most well-known proper 3D RPGs.
Yeah. I still
Yep.
love Majora's Mask too. The concept of Majora's Mask is as frustrating as it was as a child playing it. It is a great concept.
I will say this. I think Majora's Mask is a better game than Ocarina
All
of
right,
Time.
did I?
And I like there's entire videos on
I
between
think
the two.
mechanically I could agree, but overall as
That's
a
the
game, I don't think so.
next video now is going to be a cooperative ranking of
Yeah.
Zelda games.
We're
Yep.
already starting hot takes. Oh fuck no! I want nothing to do with that video. Y'all can
That's
film
a
that without me. Y'all can
How
film a
would
video
Ben
for my
even? It
channel
would
without
just be
me.
me and Garston debating the like 3 games we've played.
I,
Yeah, that'd
I
get
think we
real
could bring in Luke
spicy.
oh yeah, we could do
and
that.
maybe
We could make
Cole.
we could make it happen. I mean, there's a lot of them out there. If you've never seen
Okay.
Giant Bombs,
I don't
not
know.
to plug another channel, but like if you've never seen Giant Bomb, sitting there for 3 hours trying to make the cooperative Zelda list, it is one of the funniest things you will ever watch.
Man,
And the
that
Pixar list is
sounds like
coming.
absolute misery for me. I'm gonna be honest. That'd be like asking me to
I'm
fucking rank
I'm
all of
hurt
the
you'd
Call of
suggest such a
Duties.
thing.
Please don't make me. That's why I said it. All right, so pick 1A and pick 1B have been taken. What do we get for pick 2?
I'm gonna go with the
Are
90s.
you? Oh shit!
Pick 1 is gonna be Final Fantasy Tactics. That game is an absolute masterpiece, and if any of you have not played it, I highly recommend it. It is incredible. Storytelling, conceptual, it's just great design. Pick 2 is a tough one for me between one of the Pokemon games and Ocarina of Time, honestly. I think I'm gonna go Ocarina of Time though. It's my second pick.
I had both of those games.
Yeah.
Well, the two that you were hesitating between.
Yeah, cannot recommend Final Fantasy Tactics enough. Incredible game. It's
Another
not
series
like
that I've never touched.
it's not like other Final Fantasy games. It's a turn-based tactical RPG.
And it's a fantastic game.
It is so good.
Man, you have given me a motherfucking layup for the 1980s. I'm going to take the originator. I would call it. It's not the originator, but man, like to this day, we teach design classes off of this game. Give me Super Mario Brothers,
Yep.
and then I will take arguably the biggest game of all time in Tetris.
Yeah.
And
Super Mario
Tetris.
Brothers.
Yeah. My picks for the 80s are, I don't think anyone else is going to be picking, so I wasn't worried about it. And I wasn't super worried about getting the big ones for the 80s. Like there's a lot of big ones for the 80s that aren't my favorites. I'm just going for my favorites.
Tetris, yeah. I
You
mean,
said Tetris,
look,
right?
if you went to college between the years of 2005 to like 2013, when Tetris had a Facebook version that could get through all the firewalls, you could sit in class and just not pay any attention
Oh yeah.
and just play Tetris on Facebook. It's ubiquitous. Like anybody,
I remember playing.
like if you have Tetris on something, you can pass it around the family. They can play it. Everybody understands it. There's a reason. Like anytime you're organizing shit, people call it playing Tetris with whatever item you're doing. Like it is truly one of the few games that has penetrated the zeitgeist in a way that is unmistakable. I mean, we're agreeing too much in this first round. Somebody
worry.
say something controversial.
It's hard to controversial picks on first round. Like first round's gonna all be hot fire.
I don't think there's going to be any crazy picks in this draft. I think
I'm sure.
the responses that we'll get is games that are
Maybe.
left out. Way more
Possible.
than the games that we pick. Because like objectively best
Well,
me
your
is
guys
meaningless,
objectively
right?
best is meaningless.
I
Mine
mean,
are
have
the
you met-
best.
Have you
Obviously.
met gamers on the internet?
They're a
They will
very
argue about
kind
what's
and
best.
polite group.
stop.
What are you talking about?
Ben, both of us do this for a goddamn living. We can't even joke about that.
Listen,
I make
We're
video
not trying- we're not
games.
trying to brag. We're
That
telling
right there is the nerd on the internet.
Fuck out of here with my jealousy. Okay, so pick
I'm
4A
gonna
and
come in
4B for
swinging.
Ben.
We're gonna go for the
I'm
2010s
guessing you're
first.
going. Oh fuck! I swear to God.
I know what it
I
is.
swear to God.
I know what
swear
it
to
is.
God.
I was
swear
so
to fucking
debating on
God.
whether I was going to go for this
Quick,
first because
I'm
I knew
going
he was going to
Bloodborne.
try and take it.
I can't leave it there.
Got
It
him.
has to go in the first round.
Actually, you definitely blew it. You absolutely should have gone with that first. You knew it wasn't making it back to you.
That's fine. Hate me.
I've never been more upset.
And then my second one. My second one
Fuck!
is
Sorry.
Hey, man.
You had
Snooze,
your
you lose.
chance and you blew it.
You left Tom
I
Brady on the board. He's going
was
to the other
really
team.
torn. I could have gone a lot of directions with this. I thought about God of War, Red Dead 2. I really want to pick Metro Exodus because I love Metro Exodus. Yeah, I mean I've already played it and I own it, but yes,
It
is
was
incredible.
free yesterday on Steam.
If you haven't played it, play it. But I have to, surely out of the impact that it had, I have to pick Last of Us. It's
God damn it. Oh, okay. It wasn't.
it's
what I
not
thought.
my
Never mind.
favorite game from that decade, but I can't deny the impact that The Last of Us had on gaming as a whole. And thinking back, it may have been the first game that I played where like I'll spoil a 14-year-old game when the girl dies, when his daughter dies in the first like 15 minutes of gameplay was the first time that like I was just like fuck in a like playing a video game and just like I was like what just happened? Like up until that point so many games had like big set pieces, these exciting action moments and stuff. There were sometimes heartfelt moments of emotion and stuff or whatever, but like they Pixar movie upped us with that first 15 minutes. And that's one of the most impactful first 15 minutes of gameplay maybe ever. And the rest of the game doesn't really let it down either. The gameplay is passable. It's what you'd expect out of an action narrative game. And story-wise, it was enough to literally start a franchise and an HBO series. Like you can't deny the impact that that's had. I mean,
You want to say anything about Bloodborne?
everyone knows
or does
Bloodborne, right?
Bloodborne
Like, there's a
just-
reason that people have been screaming
Everybody
for a
knows what
sequel
they
or a
get.
remaster or any acknowledgement that it exists for the past. I don't even remember. Bloodborne came out in 2015. Okay.
14.
Yeah, 10 years.
10-year anniversary. No, 10-year anniversary is 10-year anniversary
Oh.
is 2026.
Okay, was it
I believe
2016?
it's
Really?
9 years.
15,
Okay.
March 24th, 15.
Yeah. So, 10 years.
The
People have been
10-year
asking
anniversary
for
would just happen.
a,
Okay.
a remaster, a sequel, literally anything. It speaks for itself that like maybe it's not the most well-known game out there, like most Souls games, but it is a classic. One of the best Souls games, period. I think. You're right.
I don't know who's waiting really for that game. I have no
Yeah.
idea.
I mean, you're
that game's
getting one. It's
fine.
going to be
Yeah,
a
on the
little
Switch.
weird, but you're kind of getting one. On
Yep.
the Switch too, baby. Tarkov Bloodborne. Are you ready for it?
Are you ready for
Aye,
it
aye,
having
Captain.
to be different enough and
It's
disappointing
the reason we're
everyone
not
in
going
the
to
world?
get another Half-Life or anything like that. It'll never.
Ugh, man, the
We
fact
got
that
Alex.
we got another Half-Life. I'd never understood
drop
We got
that.
Half-Life
We got
2.8.
Half-Life 3.
Over 2.
We got Half-Life 3. Alex is. I don't know if anybody
I
here has
have
played
not,
Alex, but if
but
you've not played
perhaps
Alex, you
I'll get
should
to
play
it
Alex.
one day. The backlog is 1 billion long.
Oh man. Okay, so
Yep. We're going to the
for pick
20s,
5A, which is Ben once again.
and we're gonna start
Okay,
with
what you got?
my favorite game of all time. Ghost of Tsushima. But he can't talk. Ghost of Tsushima. Tsushima.
Ghost of
What?
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you
Last
give me
of
the
Us, was that
dates
2011? I'm pretty sure it was.
for Last of Us and Ghost?
Yeah, no. I was in grad school, so it would have been like 2014,
2013.
What? Of
It was
what?
it was
No, there's
yeah,
no
it was right
2013.
before
For
What?
The Last
the
of Us.
PS.
What game?
2015.
Yeah.
I believe it's
2015.
2023. No,
And
2020.
Ghost
I don't.
is
2020.
No, it's 4.
Yep.
Ghost of
Yeah.
Tsushima is
Yep.
2020.
2020. July 2020.
Yeah.
2023.
2023. No,
Yep,
2020.
because Yote
2020.
will be in sometime this year. Be about 5-year cycle. Makes sense.
Elden Ring. I listen.
Fuck
I also,
you. God, I mean, we might as well stop the draft. He's already fucking won. Bloodborne, Last of Us, Ghost, and fucking Elden Ring. There's no fucking point in continuing.
Brother,
Just
I
wrap it up
think
there's
you
here.
some great
underestimate
ones in
what's
there
out
still
there.
that I didn't
This
pick.
shit's about to get
It was
real.
hard for me not to pick Warzone just because of the personal connection, but yeah, it was a COVID
Elden Ring is
game.
what
It
date?
was no, it
2020?
wasn't 2022. God, my
2021?
sense of time is gone. I genuinely there was
COVID made everything
there's
not real.
about a
Me too, bud.
2-year
Me too.
gap where like 2020 to
I mean, it was in February. Technically, COVID was still. It was on the tail end, but
I don't consider COVID over till 2023, really.
I consider it over in 2022. But like summertime.
Man, that is a good list. Holy shit.
I had to do the 20. So
Those
my
are
reasoning
four
by
of my
going
all-time
like
favorite
20s
games.
in my first
Jesus.
set of picks was that there is the least amount of games in that category so far because we've only had half a decade. So I got to pick early on those to make sure that I'm getting good stuff. And I think even though there's a limited amount in the 80s because games hadn't quite taken off to that scale yet, I think a lot of the games in the 80s are all very fondly remembered, and you're still good with late picks in there. Lots the jury.
Man, this one's tough because I kind of want to go 90s because, man, two of my favorite games ever are on here. Ben makes a good point about 2020s. But I think I'm going to go 90s. I think the first pick I'm going to take is from September 3rd, 1998, where a man named Solid Snake had to go on a solo sneaking mission in Alaska to stop his brother from trying to nuke the world. I'm going Metal Gear Solid. OG Metal Gear Solid, man. I'm a Kojima apologist. But I will also say that game, the way we do cinematics in video games now is a lot based on how Kojima did stuff in Metal Gear Solid. That game, man. And don't get me wrong, Metal Gear gets real stupid in some spots, but like what that entire franchise turned into, the saga, the fact that like we are really missing the fact that Kojima's not on Metal Gear anymore, like, and now we're getting Death Stranding games which are good, which are Metal Gear but without the guardrails, which is great. Yeah, man. I just think I think it has to be on my list. One of the best games ever made. And my second pick, going back to 1992, some dusty arcades. Looking in the middle of the year in June, we were introduced to a whole world, man. Street Fighter 2. The fighting game community is what it is because of Street Fighter 2.
Yep.
Without it, no Mortal Kombat, no Tekken, no Soul Calibur, none of the anime fighters, man. Like,
It just doesn't build
Street-
up as strong of a community without it.
if you as a kid didn't waste dollars trying to beat your brother in Street Fighter and get kicked in the face by and like Hadouken in the corner, you've never lived. You've never.
I don't think I care that much about the 2020s. I think I'll be fine on picks. I think I'm gonna go with 2010s, and I think pick one
Alright.
is going to be
Alright.
Destiny 1. Game was incredible. Just, especially when it first came
Dinklebot?
out, just a freaking masterpiece. Dinklebot. Oh, we all missed Dinklebot.
Dinklebot, man.
I mean, slight
True.
tangent, but Destiny is the reason why
Yeah,
Ben and I are friends
Destiny.
today.
I don't know that
is
I had
the
like
reason-
Like, it was
Destiny
our
is the
true
reason
connection.
A few of my friends are.
I don't know that I
are
had
friends
talked to
with
you
me.
really before playing Destiny. Yeah.
No, I think that was really our connection, and then we've kind of been friends ever since then. Like, we were together for the first ever raid. We were one of the first teams ever.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Like, yeah, I have a lot of good memories
Two of my
with
best
you
friends
in
are
Destiny
from
1.
Destiny
Forever
1.
miss sitting there sniping the Templar with Icebreaker and infinite ammo. Iconic.
Yep.
They're
God.
throwing Atheon off the ledge.
Throwing him off.
Punch. Punch.
Like switching Crota. Me getting banned for a week. Oh man, that's a good pick. Destiny's a good pick. That game has way more of an emotional
Yeah.
connection to me than
Yeah,
I
it was
thought
kind of like a
did.
moment in time that
Uh,
you can never forget.
Yeah,
Destiny
and
was so big.
unfortunately, from what we've seen, we'll never get back. Anyways, second pick. Now this one's out there and is gonna see some controversy, but I'm going with Battleborn. Battleborn was one of my favorite games of all time. I understand it's not everyone's, but also there was kind of a smear campaign against it when it was coming out. So I'm not going to get too far into that. But Battleborn was an incredible game that did not, unfortunately, get the life
There's
it
been a
should
lot
have
of
had.
those. I remember playing it. It was a good time. I
Man, that is
enjoyed it. I played it quite a bit.
Yeah.
yeah. It
I was also very good at that game. That was the only game I think I've ever played where I felt like I could actually, be on a team of potentially pro players.
man, that rest in peace, Battleborn. Shout out to Gearbox. They really had something there, and it
Yeah.
just didn't work out.
Yeah, it's
Holy shit.
because there was an aggressive smear campaign from the unnamed creators of Overwatch, because they're giant babies and thought the game was too close to theirs, and they're like, well, we don't really want people playing that game because it's too close to our game, and they had more money, so they win.
It is me next. I'm gonna go with
You're right.
what? I mean, Bloodborne being gone does ruin my time a little bit. I'm gonna go with my heart. I'm gonna go with two games from the 2000s that made me fall in love with video games. I didn't really start playing video games until the 2000s. My parents were pretty strict about games. They didn't want that stuff at home, specifically like shooters and stuff. They didn't want that. I'm gonna go with two games that opened my eyes to two genres that I had never touched before. Fuck. There's three games that
that's
I
There's
too
one
damn
that
bad.
has to be on the list.
I know
It's
which
not one
one
of the
you
ones I was
think.
thinking, but okay.
I'm gonna go with Need for Speed Underground 2 for the first one.
What's the old Dataruski on that one?
2004.
Yeah, so much. I can still hear the startup screen of that game.
Oh, it might be one of the games I put the most time in. They've never made another Need for Speed that even came close to the perfectness of that game. The modifications of the car, the music, the city, the driving, like it was arcadey, but it felt good. That game, you could spend 2 hours just modifying your car, and you'd still
Yep, I knew
never
that
see
was coming.
everything.
Fair
I'm
enough.
going Left 4 Dead 2 then. Greatest zombie game ever made. I don't even want to hear anything about it. That game, I have
Holy
almost 10,000 hours in it. I've did tournaments. I used to go out on the weekend and do tournaments across like the eastern United States. That game was my life for 4+ years, every day, nonstop. I'm going 90s, and this one is going to be incredibly straightforward. I'm going Pokemon Red and Blue. That game was the first like handheld game that I ever played. I got to 149 Pokemons, and on a flight from France to New
Oof.
York, the entire cartridge deleted. And I will never forget that day. My sister's husband at the time was making jokes on the plane about they're all gonna fly away, they're all
Dude,
gonna
Sky is
disappear,
what got me
trying to
through
mess
high
with me.
school.
And when we landed, all of them were gone. Okay, for my second pick from the 90s, I think this is the greatest horror game ever made.
Oh, okay.
If not,
Yep.
it's the second. And I'm going
The
Silent Hill.
original or two?
So it
I
has
think it
to
was
be the
2001.
original.
Man, I got feelings about that. I think Silent Hill is great. I think that entire franchise is great, but the greatest horror game ever made. There's a Resident Evil 2 right there, buddy.
I was gonna say he already picked Resident Evil 2. Like how?
No, they talked
Someone
about
did, didn't they?
it.
What? No, I
Nobody's
didn't.
picked Resident Evil 2.
What?
No.
We talked about Resident Evil 4.
That's a very highly
First off, Resident Evil
debated
2 is not even the best Resident Evil
franchise.
Oh, I was thinking Left 4 Dead.
Hey, that's not a
I
hot
was
take.
thinking. I was thinking Left 4 Dead too.
That's not a hot
Resident
take.
Evil. Yeah.
Oh, because I said zombie games. Yeah, I could
Which
see
one
how.
is the best Resident Evil?
Resident Evil 2 is
I
not
mean,
even the
man,
best
I
Resident
knew
Evil.
you were gonna say 4.
He's gonna say 4. Yeah.
4.
Those
I
are the
know.
only
I know
two
people that
franchises
really
I
like 7.
Understand? I don't really play zombies.
No.
7 is great. 7 is great,
8,
and 3 is great.
3, 4, Code Veronica are the 5 that get talked about.
There's almost more good games than bad games, if I'm going to be honest. All right, we are back to
Yeah.
Eric.
I'm
pick
gonna
10A and
go with
10B.
the 2000s, and there are just so
There's
many
so
I want to
many
pick
good
from
ones.
here, and there's just not enough selections.
I genuinely think this is the best
Jesus.
decade.
Let me double check something.
I don't know.
No,
it's the one I have the most games
probably the
written down,
best decade.
so you might be right. I know what game
Okay.
Ben is going to pick for the 2000s.
I would love to hear
when
what
he
you
makes
think
his
it will
pick
be.
for the
Okay,
2000s.
so
I
I'm
would
gonna
like to try to call it.
I'm sure I'm gonna be missing something that is probably amazing, but I'm gonna go with these two.
All right.
Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yep.
That game is just amazing. Absolutely fantastic. Everything great you love from Kingdom Hearts 1 with just
The
smoother
drive
gameplay
system
and better
was
mechanics.
one of the best systems
Absolute
ever added
masterpiece.
to any hack and slash game of all time.
Yep. You get so much variety in every
It killed me
each
that
one of
3
them is very
abandoned
different.
the drive system.
I know. Don't even get me started on that disappointment. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 2, just an absolute overall masterpiece. My second pick for the 90s
90s.
is gonna have to be
2000s.
RuneScape.
But yes, RuneScape.
Not the 2000s, not 90s. Sorry, yeah. 2000.
2?
It's gonna have to be RuneScape.
Well,
No,
2 is old
old
school.
school RuneScape.
If we're being fair, a lot of people's
They're
online gaming started with RuneScape too. Like,
yeah.
It's
It
part of
was
the, it's
World of
part of that
Warcraft.
triad, right? Like RuneScape, World of Warcraft, EverQuest,
yeah.
where
RuneScape.
I'm not
I'm
going to lie,
sad that
Ben,
you
for
didn't.
90s, I hesitated saying NHL 94.
So like
I-
starting with
Mo-
free to play RuneScape and then moving into members eventually, just like yes, it felt like a whole brand new game, which it essentially was. But playing RuneScape as a kid was just phenomenal, and the number of like once I got far enough into it and was like developed, I started making peers. The amount of fun you can have in the wild back then with pure magic or pure range was just phenomenal. So much money acquired, and then so much money lost to hackers.
Yeah.
They had a serious
We don't
hacking
have to talk
problem
about
back then. But yeah, RuneScape is amazing.
All right, so we got RuneScape as the last pick of the 2000s for Eric. Now we have
Bruh, this 2000s is
AD.
killing
It's
me
so
because I'm looking at the
stacked.
list right now and I'm like, fuck, there's so much
It's
on here.
it's brutal.
It's
There's
so
so
good.
many. Like I could barely even figure out where to begin.
All right. So
Yeah.
for one, I have to take San Andreas. So I'm taking Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. And I know some people like Vice City better. Those people are wrong. San Andreas it's so good. CJ is a great character. The soundtrack is fantastic. The 3 cities, like the Grand Theft Auto franchise, completely changed the way video games have been made since. But also, like, man, San Andreas was a bang. Dog, we used to just sit around and see how many stars we could get. Like, just me and my friends, we would sit around. How many cops can you kill? How many stars can you get? How long can you last? Dog, that game.
I think it's
Why
interesting
is
that you
that?
picked San Andreas. I had GTA 3 on
So
the
here's
list.
the thing. 3 is
Because of what
interesting
it
for
did
what
for
it did for
games.
games. The best playing one, like the best put together one that feels like an actual game, is San Andreas. 3 is
I would agree. I would say San Andreas, GTA 3, and Vice City.
I would
Is
probably
my
go San
order
Andreas
for
Vice
those
City
3.
3 only because Vice City has some interesting stuff and some of the characterization's pretty good. Like Vercetti is a good character. But I think San Andreas is just the overall better game. God, and then this one,
It sure
there's a
is.
Halo 3 staring at me on the board. There's a Metal Gear Solid 3 staring at me on the board.
We
Oh
already went
god.
with Metal Gear. Might as well switch it up.
I mean, fair, but like 3 is so good.
I know, but
3 is so good. Oh my god. There is a Smash Brothers Melee staring at me on the
I
board.
was so torn on that. I was like, I really wanted to take Melee.
There's a Metroid Prime staring at.
Yep.
God dang.
I think Metroid Fusion came out at that time too. That game
Yeah,
slapped.
so good.
If you
I'm
didn't, I
gonna take
probably
Halo
would've.
3. Yeah, man.
Halo
Not
3
Halo
is
2 or 1?
my entry to
You didn't have the
shooters.
online.
No, I did. In Halo 3, I was 17. Halo
Sure.
3, I was 17, and my parents could no longer tell me what I could play. And I went out, bought an Xbox 360, and I threw that on, and I never looked back.
How can I put this? 2 has a special place in my heart because of when it came out.
Yes.
I like doing LAN parties and stuff with the original Xbox. 3 is part of a seminal summer of my life. That was senior year of high school. Like, if they made a Stand By Me about like my life, it would start with Halo 3 and fall football season and just get progressively more shenanigan-y until I walked across the stage. Like, like that game holds a very, very special place in my heart. Late nights just eating pizza with the homies and then
Yeah.
proceeding to get into trouble after that. Like, dude, good times.
Hot take that's 100% accurate, and I'm not going to say anything after this to defend it. Is
Hit that man with the stamp.
Halo sucks so hard.
That's a take.
Yo,
It's not a good one, but it's a take.
Whoa. Okay, he's no longer a part of this podcast.
Halo sucks.
He
Was
has been
literally the
canceled.
reason the Xbox was successful.
Halo sucks.
agreed, man. Like, there isn't the modern shooter landscape does not exist without Halo. And I was also looking at Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
I mean, there was
I
also
understand.
Modern
People love it.
Warfare, the
I still think
original,
it sucks.
which redefined modern shooters to even a further degree than Halo, arguably. Like, it's pretty close. Okay, yeah, okay, it is my turn. All right. Well, I'm gonna go 2000s next. So,
Pick
Axel, I want to know what
12A,
your
12B,
your guess
13A,
is.
13B. If I remember correctly, you are
You are not
very much
incorrect.
attached
And it's
to
very
a
high
Guitar
on my
Hero
list,
or
and I
Rock
haven't
Band
decided
game.
whether or not I'm going to pull the trigger on it yet.
And I
Two.
believe it's Guitar Hero 3, if I
Two.
remember correctly, from
Two's the
previous
Guitar
conversations.
So
Hero that you play.
I'll give you
Goddamn good.
the games that have not been picked yet that are on my list here for the 2000s. Guitar Hero 2, Elder Scrolls Oblivion, which we've just found out is coming as a remaster. Gears of War 2, Dragon Age Origins,
Remake, yeah.
Tony Hawk, Pro Skater 2. It is.
Origins is
And then I also have
2000s?
Modern
Yeah,
Warfare
came out like
and
09.
AC2 and Smash Brothers Melee. That's my whole list of banger games that I need to pick, and I can't. Yeah, we got to narrow it down
Well,
to two.
break it
here.
down to two.
And
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, though, that's a
yeah,
fuck.
The game.
How did I miss
It was
that,
a
dude?
fun game.
I think
Great
Pro
soundtrack.
Skater 2 has to go on the list, so we'll lock that in for the first one. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. I went Pro Skater 2. I'm gonna have to do Oblivion, just to keep it even. Guitar Hero 2 is an insanely good game, and I have really fond memories of playing that with my friends. Like,
I remember
like it's so good. Guitar Hero 2?
It's the game that I think you talk about the most outside of RuneScape. Yeah, I've heard you talk about Guitar
Maybe.
Hero 2 at least
I mean,
20 times in the time that I've known
AD,
you.
did you already pick your 2000s?
but Oblivion is.
I did.
Okay.
Fun fact: I got Oblivion and I played the tutorial and I hated it, and I was like, I'm not playing this game again. And I played everything else that I had wanted to play, and I was bored one day, and I was like, I'll try it again. And I forced myself to get through that tutorial. And once you get through the tutorial and the game opens up, the most magical gaming world I had ever experienced unveiled before me. And I was mind blown that I had this game sitting on my shelf for so long and I had just written it off because that tutorial is terrible. It's one of the most boring tutorials I've ever played, even still. And beyond that is probably the best Bethesda game ever. Like, it's the perfect balance of great time, great world building, great mechanics, goofy Bethesda nonsense, but still delivering on so much. It like, no matter where you go, you find stuff to do. You find things in that world that are just so incredible. I remember, like, the first thing I did in that game was I like went into this mansion and found the like most expensive gem of all time, like right next to where you start, and I was like, I must have this. And I spent hours learning the patrols of the guards and whatnot so that I could, like, as they went away, I could run up to it and I could just start burning through lockpicks and stuff and failing this thing over and over and over again until eventually I got it. And I'd be like, oh, they're coming. And then I'd run and I'd hide again or whatever. And one of the most magical experiences I've ever had in gaming. And it was just so good. Yes. We're going 90s. And I already picked my Tony Hawk Pro Skater, so we don't need to pick the original. There's a lot of great ones here. Like, honorable mention to, like, Grim Fandango, Mario 64, Sonic the Hedgehog, Spyro, and all that stuff.
Yep. Oh, I was real torn to pick Sonic
I'm
Adventure
gonna
2
go
Battle
with
in
my
the
first pick in the
2000s,
90s. We're going Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Not what I expected, gonna be
I
honest.
love that game. I think it's arguably the best sim management game. Yep. It's a wild
Never
pick,
would have gotten
but I
that.
love that game. And then with the second pick, we will
Damn it.
Go with Mario Kart. Mario Kart 64.
Yeah.
That's a great pick.
It's no Double Dash, but it is an incredible game.
And Ben's list is going to be very, very difficult to fucking take
There's a lot
down.
of
It just depends how much
Souls
you like
games
Souls
in there.
games, because like
Yeah.
I mean, Tsushima's kind of a Souls game. It's a Souls
Another.
light.
What? There's only two.
There's so many in the 2000s.
Closer. It's closer to Assassin's
Yeah,
Creed.
I'll give you
than it
that.
is to
It's more challenging than your average
Souls.
Assassin's Creed game, but
It's like a hard version of Arkham City. Has similar combat mechanics, but much harder.
I would say Arkham City is a Assassin's Creed lookalike to me, but
yeah, that's
God,
tough.
There's so many good games in the 2000s. Ugh.
all right, KD at pick 14A and 14B. You have 2000s,
Not
2010s,
2000s.
and 2020s
He's
left.
done 3 picks. 10s and
2010s
20s.
Sorry,
and
yep,
2020s.
you're right.
Yep.
My apologies.
The 2010s is going to be a fucking bitch because there's one game I have to pick, and then the other one. There's too many good games. So I'm gonna start with the 20. I'm gonna go out of order here and go with the 2020s. Few options here. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, I think, is a very slept-on game that I think is wonderful. Metaphor Refantasia, which I think is
yes.
another fantastic game. God of War Ragnarok. A lot of like PlayStation, like as much as people bemoan the PlayStation 5, PlayStation has low-key been cooking this generation and putting out some bangers.
I think we've been spoiled, is the
Man,
thing.
Agree
look
to
here, Mr.
disagree.
Bloodborne. Yeah.
I think the PS5 is barely a console that's
I
worth
mean, it
touching.
just depends on what kind of games you like. Because I think that Ratchet and Clank game by itself is worth picking up a console, but that may just be me. Which is why it is my first pick. I'm taking Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. I think it's great. I think it's a worthy successor. I think they do everything they need to do with that game to make it feel good. I have a soft spot in my heart for that franchise. That like I grew up on it, and I think it's really, really cool, and it's just a fantastic, fantastic game. I know some people are like, "Oh, it's barely a game; it's just a tech demo." I'm like,
Well-
you don't know what the hell you're talking about because that game is.
What was that PS4
wonderful. It
tech
has-
demo that was
Go
definitely a
ahead.
tech demo that released with the PlayStation 4? Yeah.
Oh, Knack.
Yeah, I forgot that it got a
It
sequel.
got a sequel.
Ratchet and Clank. I've played the originals. I have not played Rift Apart. It's on my list. I just
It's so like it's
Haven't
wonderful.
touched it.
It feels like home. The way I put it is, it's like putting on an old like hoodie, and just for a minute, like feeling safe. And I really enjoy that about those games. Yeah. The second one, and this one is God, this is hard because I could go Ragnarok here, but I don't think it's as good as the 2019 game. 18, my bad.
18.
I'm gonna go. The hard part is I don't want to pick Metaphor because I think one of my 2010s games is gonna be Persona 5 Royal. Actually no, Royal came out in 2020. I'm tripping. I am picking Persona 5. Yeah, it came out in
I'm gonna
2020
check you on that. I feel like it came out earlier.
because as
It,
So
it came out in
Persona-
2019.
Persona 5 Royal.
October
Persona
31st,
I remember it coming-
2019.
It did. I thought it
Wait,
dropped
hold
in
on.
the States.
It was
in
in
tw-
Japan.
Okay, well I can't take that.
Which release
Yeah, in
date
the
are we
States it
using?
came out in 2020 because I
Are we
remember it came
using
out right when
any
COVID
release
started.
date? Only the US? Okay. All
We'll-
right. Well then, yeah,
we'll
US
use
was
the
March
US.
of 2020.
the
Yeah.
US. Yeah.
Yeah, because
We're going for 2020s. I know what my first pick's gonna be. I'm really torn on my second one. but my first pick is going to be Hades.
God, that's a good.
Fuck you.
That's a good.
God damn it. Fuck.
If Hades speaks for itself. I don't need to. We all know how good Hades is. Game's amazing.
Fuck.
You gonna get your sleeper picks in?
I thought I could sneak it at the end that nobody would fucking
Yeah,
say
this is
anything.
how I felt in the first draft when
Ugh,
Ben took
fuck.
Kingsman from me right at the end. Oh, it was the most
We'll be
devastating
linking to
feeling.
the video somewhere.
Ugh. Man, I really thought I was gonna fucking leave with Hades.
And the second pick
I
is
was
Balatro.
2 picks
I
away
mean,
from being able to say
gotta-
it.
Fuck, that was on the, I forgot that was on the board. That's a crazy
I'm not-
get.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
have
so
that on
I'm
my
torn
list.
between Balatro and one other game as my second pick, which was what I was super torn on. I think I think I'll leave Balatro for Axel, because as much as I like the game's amazing, but there are definitely other people in our group that love it more. I'm gonna go with Palworld.
Okay.
Wow.
Wild. All right.
Ooh.
That's a surprise.
Palworld is so fun. It's so fun. Their freaking pals look great. You can do you can do so much in the game. It is actually challenging at certain points. And it's just overall a good game. I know, like, again, it was not the biggest developer when it came out, so like the launch had a little rough patches with lags and some glitches, but they've fixed a lot of that, and even at launch, the game was great. And today, still to today, they're continuing to make solid, really good updates. Game is fantastic.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
Uh-oh. What's he
All right.
thinking?
Well, you to your
All right,
pick, Axel. So
You better come with it. You better come with it. Your last 2 picks. Your last 4 picks. Okay.
I'm going with 2010s.
All right.
My first 2010 pick is going to be
Solid.
Fallout New Vegas.
Son of a bitch. That was one of mine.
wasn't one of my favorite games, but it's a solid game.
It's so fucking. So
New Vegas just took what 3 did and just did everything better. Story,
Plus it made Todd
gameplay,
Howard mad, which we
like
like.
everything about that game is just Fallout 3 just on crack.
oh, you've got us Bethesda and Todd Howard's lies.
And this pick is specifically for the Luke vote.
Okay.
I'm going with
I
Hunt Showdown.
realized not long ago that I was like, well, I missed that one early on. But yeah, that Hunt Showdown's so good.
Hunt Showdown, I have 2,000 hours in it. It's a game that has created friendships for me. It's the game that honestly got me and Eric to be friends, and me and Luke to get closer. It's created like friendships that I have to this day that I now do fucking podcast videos.
Yeah, I
with.
mean,
it's a game that has completely
brief,
like created friendships for me. It's a game that whenever I'm sad, I go play Hunt. Whenever I'm happy, I
Hunt
go
when
play
you're
Hunt.
sad sounds.
It's just so in
like
my
a
life.
rough
It's
time.
encrusted in it.
Nah, it depends on how it goes. If it's a
The
bad
Pit of
Hunt
Missouri.
day, then yeah, it can suck. But those suck no matter how you feel.
Look,
Mostly taketh.
it's simple.
You
Hunt
must
giveth
pray to the
and
hunt
Hunt
gods
taketh.
before every hunt.
They give you a
yeah.
little. It gives you a little droplet, but
Hunt was the reason I'm in this group. So
hell yeah.
That's true. That is how you got in this
He
Discord.
stuck with me.
yeah,
And
suckers.
then you never left.
We kind of adopted you. Whether or not that was a good idea, we'll find out later.
And then I'm going to finish with the 2020s, obviously, because that's all I've left. And I make my final two picks. I didn't get Hades,
Well, Hades
so
was
I'm a little mad
2020.
about that.
Oh, you're on the last
I'm
two.
thinking,
Yeah.
I was thinking about going Hades too, but it's not out,
Yeah,
so
I
I
was
feel
torn on that
uncomfortable
too. But I think I
getting
like
that.
Hades 1 more than Hades 2 anyways. Personally.
I'm going to buy a vote from my wife, and I'm going to go
Game's
Baldur's
pretty
Gate
incredible.
3. Baldur's Gate is one of those games that I have modded so much that it doesn't look anything like the original game. It does not play like the original game, and I like it way more. I play it as a first person with the first person camera, and it's way better that way. And then for my final pick, it's going to be
So
mini golf.
torn on
Walkabout mini golf. Walkabout is a game that I play. It's a game that brought me closer to my brother, to the point where we talk weekly now because of it. COVID, I was stuck at home and I was lonely and I didn't have my family around, and it allowed me to play with my brother and to play with friends that I didn't really talk to. I know, Ben, you and I played when we started
I
getting
would
back
play a
in
lot
contact,
more
and that was like one of the
if it
things that
wasn't
brought
for
us
the
back
motion
together.
sickness that I get in VR.
And then Eric,
I one of my biggest regrets is not something I can change, but motion sickness.
yeah, I fucking love that game. It's brought nothing but happiness for me, and it brought me closer to my brother, which is something I value extremely.
Yeah,
So this one's
Walkabout
for
mini
you,
golf
Val.
is so good, and they update so consistently, constantly adding new maps. They're so great.
I don't know if I can name
Like
another
as
game that gets
consistently
more updates
as
than
they
this.
get. Yeah.
So yeah, that is my list. We go back to Hades Thief.
Oh, right.
Sorry,
Oh,
Eric.
crap. The rightful owner of Hades will pick from what's left in the 80s.
I cannot believe you got Hades. I'm so mad.
God, there's some good ones from the 80s, but I'm real torn on what to go with. This is one that I played a bunch as a kid. And it technically came out. Well, I played it on Game Boy, but it came out for, I think, computer before it came out for Game Boy. So it still technically counts as the 80s, and it's Final Fantasy II. I played it a lot as a kid. I got stuck on the final fight 4 times and rage quit. I played through the game 4 times just to get to the final fight and get stuck as a kid, and I was like, I'm done. That's it. Can't do this anymore.
It is a choice to
Yeah,
have two
I
Final
only
Fantasies
accepted
in your
that
top
because they're
8.
very different. Like I said, Tactics is not anything like a regular Final Fantasy game. My second pick, I'm torn between two, because like there's I mean, I guess three, because there's always I could always pick the Star Wars game that me and my brother played with my dad when we were infants, but I don't really remember much of that. But one is much more popular, and one of them I played a good amount, but it was just a good game. But they're both, I don't know, to me they're both pretty equal, I guess. I think I'm gonna go with the one that's more acknowledged in this one, because, like I said, they're in my mind they're pretty much equal for my own perspective. Miss Pac-Man.
Yep. Yeah.
Game's real
Really.
good.
It's real good.
I did not expect Miss Pac-Man.
Yeah, it was
but I
between
enjoyed
Miss
the pick.
Pac-Man and Mega Man 2.
KD, I believe you have left
Yes, and it's
2010s.
fucking impossible. But my first pick is what I consider the greatest indie game ever made, and is part of the reason why I'm in video games, and that is Journey on the PlayStation. It is a beautiful
I
experience
like
if you
that.
have not
Yep.
I
played
like
it.
that pick.
Yeah,
It's one of my
it still
coworkers'
brings tears to
favorite
my eyes.
games.
Like, I was going through some stuff, and I remember playing that, being like, "Yeah, this is what I need to do." And so it's just, if you ever decide to play it and you can't find someone, I understand I'm just some random person on the internet. If you post on this video and say, "Hey, I need someone to play Journey with," I will dig out my PS3 and play it with you, because there's something to be said about the experience of, you play with somebody, you never know who they are, you don't get a notification, they just come in and they help you succeed. And there's a huge metaphor about life there. And Genova Chin had something really special with that game. Yeah,
It was co-op?
it's a drop in, drop out
I
game.
didn't know that.
And the crazy part is, you don't know somebody's there until they walk up to you and kind of help you through a puzzle. It's like it's truly beautiful. Like, anyways, I could sidebar for hours about that game. The second one, I'm gonna bro down and pick. God, I can't believe I'm about to say this after waxing poetic about this beautiful artsy indie game. My second pick is Call of Duty Black Ops, because Blobs is it's the god, like, to me, even more so than Modern Warfare 2 or 3 or 1. Man, Black Ops 1, man, it's so
Modern Warfare
good.
2 was so good though.
Blobs had great zombies. Man, the multiplayer was peak. Like, dude, that game is amazing. Also, that campaign is really good too.
Still have
So,
never played a Call of Duty campaign.
well, if you ever decide to go back and play Blobs, man,
I will
that
not.
campaign's
Don't you worry.
All right, the last two
Is it mine?
picks is going to be Ben. It's going to be the 80s.
Yep. So because Eric took Miss Pac-Man, I don't want to take the original Pac-Man. I feel like that's a little too weird, and I want to be unique. So we're gonna go with the first pick. We're gonna go
Those were
Mega
the two
Man
I was
2.
torn between. Were Miss Pac-Man.
And then there's a few ways I could go here, but I'm not gonna overthink it. We're gonna go with a classic, one of the most well-known arcade games of all time, aside from Pac-Man, is
Frogger.
Donkey Kong.
DK.
Frogger too, but Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong. Yeah, the
Okay,
DK rap
rap
slaps.
is incredible. I know it's not in the original Donkey Kong, but amazing.
That is the draft of decades for video games. Let's do a quick run through of the actual picks and what you picked. Do you all remember your own picks, or do you need me to go through them?
I think so.
I do remember
I think I
mine.
remember mine, yeah.
I have
Yeah,
them fully
just
written out,
fill
so
in
if you
gaps
don't,
if we mess up.
I can read them. So Ben, if you want to go with yours first, man, this is stupid.
All right, we'll start from the top. For the 1980s, we took Mega Man 2 and Donkey Kong. For the 90s, we went with Roller Coaster Tycoon, Mario Kart 64. For the 2000s, we took Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 and Elder Scrolls Oblivion. For the 2010s, we took Bloodborne and The Last of Us. And for the 2020s, Ghost of Tsushima and Elden Ring. And that rounds out the best list.
For the 80s, it is Super Mario Brothers and Tetris. For the 90s, it is Metal Gear Solid and Street Fighter 2. For the 2000s, it was San Andreas and God, what was the other one? I'm sorry. Halo 3, yes. For the 2010s, it was Journey and Black Ops 2. And for the 2020s, it was Persona 5 Royal. And if I am correct, I've got Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Yeah. Sorry, folks. My brain is not braiding right now.
80s, we've got Final Fantasy II and Miss Pac-Man. For the 90s, we've got Tactics, Final Fantasy Tactics, and Ocarina of Time. For the 2000s, we've got Kingdom Hearts 2 and RuneScape. For the 2010s, we have Destiny and Battleborn. And for the 2020s, we have Hades and
Yep.
Pal
Yes,
World.
we do. And for me, this guy who doesn't have
Doesn't
Hades.
have Hades in the 2020s.
Oh man.
Or Bloodborne.
Yeah, two
Or
of my
Blood- or
top
Bloodborne.
3 games.
Or
I have one of my top
Bloodborne.
3. I'm missing the other 2.
Or Elden Ring.
80s, I have The Legend of Zelda and Super Mario 3. 90s, I have Pokemon Red and Blue and Silent Hill. 2000s, I have Need for Speed Underground 2 and Left 4 Dead 2. For 2010s, I have Fallout New Vegas and Hunt Showdown. And for 2020s, I have Baldur's Gate 3 and Walkabout Mini Golf VR. Certified bad takes. We did our best, and by best, I mean chaotic and emotional. We'll see you next week with a new fun draft.